There are a ton of ability card loadouts and setups that players use to either regain health fast, not rely on tonics, prevent themselves from taking as much damage as possible, but one of the ability card builds I personally neglect are the damage cards, and when combined into the right build, they can truly change the way you play Red Dead Online. While you may not have any other cards to mitigate damage that you take, or cards that help you heal faster, they may not even be necessary because you're just mowing down the competition like the Terminator. In this video, I'll be showing you an ability card combination that will allow you to deal the most damage as possible, and it's useful for all players, as in free roam PvP and showdown modes you'll have the advantage, as well as during hard difficulty missions like Ruthless Moonshiner story missions or 5-star legendary bounties. Now, while typically those enemies will still be quite bullet spongy, they are no match for this setup. So if you enjoyed this video at any point, or if you just find it helpful, let me know by dropping a like on this video, and if you want to stay up to date and in the loop with everything Red Dead Redemption 2 and Red Dead Online, consider hitting that subscribe button with your bell notifications turned on. We're going to start with Deadeye ability cards first, and for this we're going to be rocking Focus Fire. When Focus Fire is active, you and your team members deal a lot more damage, and if more than one member of your team has this ability card active, the effects do not stack. Now this Deadeye ability card in particular is sort of the Quite an Inspiration counterpart that we discussed in our last ability card loadout video, where Quite an Inspiration allows you and your posse to heal faster and regain health, whereas Focus Fire, this card allows you to deal more damage, and only one posse member needs to run it, as of course these effects don't stack with multiple people, and your posse member can still be across the map. They don't even need to be in the fight, and you'll still be getting positive damage effects of this ability card. I mentioned this disclaimer in every single ability card video I make, but you need to make sure your ability cards are upgraded to tier 3. If you have some cards that you really enjoy and you know you want to stick with, put in the extra effort to max them out. Unlocking the card, of course, only costs $50, and it's a low barrier to entry, but upgrading to level 2 requires 10,000 XP using the card, and it costs $350, and then upgrading to level 3 requires 15,000 XP while using the ability card at level 2, and then it costs another $500 to reach tier 3, which is the max level. So it does get more expensive than you think, but it is absolutely worth it to be able to take advantage of the real abilities and stat boosts any ability card gives you in this game. Also, after we explain the next few passive cards I want to mention and why you should use them in this build, definitely stick around because we're going to conduct some tests after the tips and tricks and the card explanation concludes. So for our first passive card, we'll be using Winning Streak, which is a combat ability card where each consecutive shot on the same target deals much more damage than the last. And this bonus does, however, come to an end if the target in question is not shot for 10 seconds or more. It's important that if you're focused on an enemy, this card will come in super handy, as you'll always be increasing your damage on the target while you have them suppressed. No matter how many tonics they take, Winning Streak will just shred through their health buffs like a hot knife cutting through butter. While the PvP advantages are obvious with Winning Streak, PvE may be less noticeable, as you're probably going to be acquiring different groups of targets at a time, and sometimes you need to switch targets so you can stay alive and focus on the one who poses the biggest threat to you and your character. But thankfully, we have two other passive abilities to discuss. For our second passive ability card, I chose to go with Peak Condition. This is an oldie but a goodie here. Peak Condition works great if you have a lot of stamina, and I feel like very rarely do players ever run out of stamina, and if you do, just take a quick stamina tonic. With Peak Condition, sprinting uses less stamina and you deal much more damage depending on your current stamina level. Again, in PvP, you gain some huge advantages here. Not only with this card are you doing more base damage, which also picks up for the slack that Winning Streak has on the first shot when you're trying to get that damage bonus from it, but you also lose less stamina, which, as you know, in showdowns specifically, that's typically game modes where you have to take stamina tonics just in the first place, because the strategy in that is to just never stop moving in PvP. Don't give your enemies an easy chance to headshot you. You're probably diving all over the place all the time, which uses a lot of your total stamina, and so Peak Condition, as long as you have some stamina tonics to consume, this card will be one of your favorites to go with for this maximum damage build. And for our final passive ability card, I have to recommend Landon's Patience. Now this one I think is the least important of all our cards in this loadout, because with this card you have to wait between each shot to significantly increase your damage, but I also want to be clear here. After this we will move into some damage tests using a repeater, rifle, shotgun, sniper rifle, and also some pistols and revolvers, and it's clear that this build shines specifically with snipers and shotguns. Up close, you'll have a huge advantage with a shotgun, even if the enemy is using damage mitigation cards like Iron Lung, Fool Me Once, and Slow and Steady, you know, cards like that. Those are typically the cards that players use in PvP if they want to be a tank, and those are the players who will also be slugging tier 2 and tier 3 health tonics game after game, so definitely be mindful of that. But with snipers like the Rolling Block and specifically the Carcano, you'll be seeing the advantage that these cards give you, but I do have a few changes that you should make if you're rocking other weapons. Now, if you're a player who loves to use repeaters, rifles, and even the bow, opt for using Focus Fire, Winning Streak, Peak Condition, and Landed's Patience like I mentioned in this video. If you like to use pistols and revolvers and sawed-off shotguns as your sidearms, then you should probably swap out Landed's Patience for Gunslinger's Choice, as dual wielding with ranged weapons will allow you to deal much more damage and you're much more accurate, so you get 2 buffs there. Now, obviously, this card doesn't apply to long arms because you can't dual wield those. But also, if you're a player who enjoys sniping, as do most PvP players, then swap out Landed's Patience for Sharpshooter, because while using a scope, you deal much more damage and you also take much less damage. Sharpshooter is a sweet card in your damage build that I almost want to recommend to just go with in general over Landed's Patience if you're comfortable using this damage build as more of a sniper damage build as opposed to just using any weapon you want. But with all of that said, let's go out and test these combinations with all different types of weapons. So for these tests, our target here will be tonicking up with a tier 1 health cure first, just a normal health cure, and then they'll be taking a tier 2 potent health cure second, and we'll be testing our original build which I recommended, which is Focus Fire, Peak Condition, Winning Streak, Landed's Patience. When we test out revolvers and pistols, I'll swap out Landed's Patience for Gunslinger's Choice, and when we test out snipers like the Carcano and even the double barrel shotgun, I will try out Sharpshooter and then also just go back to Landed's Patience for the shotguns as well. Everything we'll be using here is express ammo, which gives you a little bit of a damage buff, and basically all we're going to be doing is just testing out the base damage of these weapons, you know, the Lancaster repeater, the bolt action, navies, Mauser pistols, Carcano rifle, and the double barrel shotgun. All these are going to be pretty close range, not super close, but not super far, because we want, you know, a controlled test here with consistent results. So now our target is going to be tonicking up with a normal health cure first, just tier 1. I'll be activating Focus Fire. I'll be aiming for the same part of the body every time. Center mass, as you can see, there's like a little V on our target's vest here, and that's where we'll be aiming with all our weapons. So let's go. Boom, 1 shot, a little over half health, and they're down with 2 shots. And that's just a normal health cure to start. Now our target will be taking a tier 2 potent health cure, and now we will test out Focus Fire on them now. 1 shot, 2 shots, now they're down, almost dead, 3. So it just takes 1 extra bullet with the Lancaster repeater when they take a potent health cure versus a normal. I think most people in PvP will probably be taking potent health cures or even specials as well, so keep an eye out for that. 3 shots with the Lancaster repeater. Now we're doing tier 1 health cure with the bolt action rifle. Shot 1, dead in 2 shots. Our target will now be taking a potent health cure, again, bolt action rifle. Here we go. 1 shot. Didn't take off their tonic, but this should be a kill. Or maybe 3 shots. Look at that. They're almost dead. Again, we'll be running this test, except now we are using the short game instead of Landed's Patience, and we'll be testing out the double barrel shotgun, again with Focus Fire, Peak Condition, Winning Streak, with the only variable change being the short game instead of Landed's Patience. So now our target is going to take a normal level 1 health cure. Take out the double barrel, go in, again, from pretty close range. 1 shot to the chest, and they stumble, and they are basically dead right there, just from 2 shots. That's tier 1. This will probably still be a 2-shot kill, even with a potent health cure. Once again, there is the tier 2 tonic. We'll be testing out the double barrel with the same loadout. 1 shot to the chest. They barely have health. Again, it's just a little bit more than they would have had before. Next shot, also dead. 2 shots with the shotgun, tier 1 and tier 2 health tonics. Now we're testing out the Navy revolvers using Focus Fire, Peak Condition, Winning Streak, Gunslinger's Choice, express ammo in our revolvers, and of course, instead of Landed's Patience, we're using Gunslinger's Choice for the extra damage and the extra accuracy using sidearms. Our target's going to take a health cure first and then a potent health cure and test the damage on both. 1 shot, 2-shot kill with the navies as well. Again, same thing, they're going to take a potent health cure this time, and we're going to test the damage. 1 shot, no tonic, or we didn't take their tonic off. 2 shots, almost half health. 3 shots dead. Just takes an extra bullet. This time we're testing Mauser pistols. Again, express ammo, same Gunslinger's Choice loadout. Target's going to be taking a normal health cure first. Test out the damage. Shot 1, no tonic off. Shot 2, under half health. 3 pistol shots and they're dead. Again, same Mauser test, but this time potent health cure instead of a tier 1. 1 shot, 2 shots, 3 shots, 4 shots. This is probably the build you snipers are really curious about. Again, Carcano rifle, express ammo, focus fire, peak condition, winning streak, and this time for the snipers we're using sharpshooter, which is an ability card for snipers that give you extra damage and also allow you to take less damage, which is pretty sweet. It's basically like iron lung and peak condition combined for snipers. So here we go. Again, our target's going to be taking a normal health cure first, and we're going to test it out. Center mass, right in the chest. 1 shot. And for our final test this video, our target will be taking a potent health cure, still using the Carcano rifle, testing out the damage. 1 shot, under half health, dead in 2. You can almost kill them 1 shot with the Carcano express ammo when they have a potent health cure. So that's it. You could see everything here. The Mausers were the weakest. They took 4 shots with a tier 2 health cure, and the Carcano was a 2-shot. Lancaster and the bolt action were also 3 shots. Loadout revolvers, or sorry, the navies were also 3 shots with tier 2 health cures. Basically, tier 1 health cures mean a 2-shot with most weapons, 1 shot with Carcano, and tier 2 health cures mean 3 shots with weapons, 2 shots with Carcano, and then the Mausers were kind of trailing behind with 3 shots normally, 4 shots with the tier 2. So as you can see, this damage build is awesome. Again, I just want to go over it. Focus fire, peak condition, winning streak, and then you'll be using Landon's Patience with repeaters, rifles, the bow, and you could probably use it with shotguns as well. But I would recommend if you're going to rock shotguns, go focus fire, peak condition, winning streak, and short game. If you're running sidearms, I would recommend you run peak condition, winning streak, and then of course focus fire is your Deadeye card, and then gunslinger's choice. And then if you're a sniper, use focus fire, peak condition, winning streak, and sharpshooter. Now with all that being said, that is where we're going to wrap up the video here today. I would love to hear your recommendations for best maximum damage builds here in Red Dead Online. With that said, hopefully you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, hopefully I earned your like on it. And of course, if you are new to my channel and want to stay up to date with all the best Rockstar games and Red Dead Online content, consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a single thing. We consistently talk about updates, news, information, tips, tricks, and even leaks, and we'll keep you guys updated here on the channel daily, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube, and you're more than welcome to ask me any questions. You can follow me at HazardousHDTV, and all of my social media links can be found in the description down below. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I will see you guys in the next Red Dead Online video. Adios, amigos.